Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Sinister Siren. Holly Arnold had never been one for tall tales. Growing up on the Isle of Wight, she'd heard her share of legends and ghost stories. The island, with its rugged coastline and rolling hills, seemed to whisper secrets through the wind and waves. But Holly was a woman of reason, a marine biologist dedicated to science, not superstition. Yet, on a foggy autumn evening, as she prepared to set sail for a routine research trip, a shiver ran down her spine. The sea was calm, almost unnaturally so, as Holly guided her boat, the *Galiner*, out of the harbour. Her destination was a deep sea trench several miles offshore, where she hoped to study the unusual behaviour of the local fish population. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the water, but Holly's thoughts were elsewhere. An old sailor's tale had surfaced in her mind, one she dismissed as nonsense, the legend of the Sinister Siren. According to the story, a beautiful but deadly siren haunted the waters around the Isle of Wight. Her song was said to be irresistible, luring sailors to their doom on the jagged rocks hidden beneath the waves. Holly shook her head, trying to dispel the uneasy feeling. She had work to do and no time for fairy tales. As darkness enveloped the sea, Holly anchored the *Galiner* and began her preparations. She dropped the sonar equipment into the water, watching the screens intently. The readings were strange. The fish were behaving erratically, almost as if something was disturbing them. Frowning, Holly made a note to investigate further. Suddenly, a haunting melody drifted through the night air. Holly froze, her heart pounding. It was a song, unlike anything she had ever heard, both beautiful and terrifying. The notes seemed to wrap around her, pulling her toward the edge of the boat. She gripped the railing, fighting the overwhelming urge to dive into the dark water below. "No," she whispered to herself, forcing her feet to stay rooted to the deck. "It's just a trick of the mind," but the song grew louder, more insistent. Holly's vision blurred, and she could see a figure in the water, a woman with long, flowing hair and eyes that glowed like embers. The siren's lips moved, and Holly could almost make out words, but they were in a language she didn't understand. The siren's eyes locked onto hers, and for a moment Holly felt a strange connection, as if the creature was pleading with her. Summoning every ounce of willpower, she tore her gaze away and stumbled back to the controls. With shaking hands, she activated the sonar jammer, hoping to disrupt whatever was affecting the fish and herself. The melody wavered, then faded, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Holly collapsed onto the deck, gasping for breath. She had resisted, but she knew this was far from over. The siren was real, and she had to uncover the truth behind the haunting melody. The next morning, Holly docked the *Galiner* and made her way to the island's library. She pored over ancient texts and nautical charts, searching for any clue about the siren's origins. Hours passed, and just as she was about to give up, she found an old journal belonging to Captain William Blackwell, a sailor who had vanished in 1823. The journal detailed Captain Blackwell's encounters with the siren. He wrote of her song, describing it as a cry for help rather than a call to doom. According to Blackwell, the siren was once a woman named Lara, cursed by a vengeful sea witch to lure sailors to their deaths until someone could break the spell. Holly's mind raced. If Blackwell's account was true, then the siren was a victim, not a villain. Determined to end Lara's torment, Holly gathered supplies and set sail once more. Night fell as Holly reached the trench. The water was still, but the air was thick with anticipation. She anchored the *Galiner* and waited, listening for the song. It wasn't long before the haunting melody began again, more sorrowful than before. "Lara," Holly called out, her voice trembling. "I know your story. I'm here to help." The siren emerged from the water, her eyes filled with both hope and fear. Holly took a deep breath and recited an incantation she had found in Blackwell's journal, a spell meant to break the curse. As she spoke the final words, the siren's song intensified, then abruptly stopped. Ilara's form shimmered, and for a moment Holly feared she had failed. But then the siren began to change. Her scales fell away, revealing pale human skin. Her eyes lost their eerie glow, becoming a deep, soulful blue. Ilara collapsed onto the deck, gasping for air. Holly rushed to her side, wrapping her in a blanket. Tears streamed down Alara's face as she looked up at Holly. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice weak but filled with gratitude. "You've set me free." Over the next few days, Holly cared for Alara, helping her adjust to life as a human once more. Alara told her story in full, how she had been betrayed by the sea witch, cursed to bring sailors to their doom until someone with a pure heart could break the spell. Word of Alara's rescue spread through the island, and the old legend of the Sinister Siren took on a new meaning. No longer a tale of terror, it became a story of redemption and hope. Holly and Alara became close friends, their bond forged through the trials they had faced together. Years passed, and the Isle of Wight prospered. Fishermen reported calmer seas and bountiful catches, attributing their good fortune to the end of the Siren's curse. Holly continued her research, always with Alara by her side, the two women united by the extraordinary events that had brought them together. The legend of the Sinister Siren lived on, but now it was a story of courage, compassion, and the power of a single act of kindness to change the course of fate. And Holly Arnold, once a skeptic, became the island's hero, her name forever etched in the annals of the Isle of Wight's history. As the years rolled by, Holly and Alara's lives intertwined like the ancient roots of the island's oak trees. Their friendship became a beacon of hope for the community, and the once feared waters around the Isle of Wight transformed into a symbol of unity and renewal. Alara, adjusting to her new life, found solace in the island's natural beauty. She spent her days exploring the forests and cliffs, often accompanied by Holly. Her knowledge of the sea, passed down from her time as a siren, proved invaluable to Holly's research. Together, they uncovered secrets of marine life that had eluded scientists for decades. One crisp autumn morning, Holly received an urgent message from the mainland. Dr. Marcus Lang, a renowned marine archaeologist, requested her assistance with a discovery off the island's coast. Intrigued, Holly and Alara agreed to meet him at the site. They boarded the Galena and sailed to a secluded cove where Dr. Lang awaited them. As they approached, they saw the outlines of a sunken shipwreck visible beneath the clear water. Lang explained that the wreck was believed to be the Asterisk, a merchant vessel lost in a storm over 2 centuries ago. "We found artifacts that suggest the crew was transporting something of great value," Dr. Lang said, his eyes alight with excitement. "But we need help to understand its significance." Holly and Alara donned diving suits and plunged into the icy water. The wreck was hauntingly beautiful, covered in coral and teeming with marine life. They carefully explored the ship's remains, discovering chests filled with gold coins, jewels, and strange, arcane artifacts. Among the treasures, Alara found a small, ornate box that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. She carefully brought it to the surface, her intuition telling her it was the key to a deeper mystery. Back on land, Holly and Dr. Lang examined the box. Its intricate carvings depicted scenes of mermaids and sea witches, eerily similar to the old legends. As Holly traced the patterns with her fingers, the box clicked open, revealing a shimmering pearl the size of an apple. Alara gasped, recognizing it immediately. "The heart of the ocean," she whispered, "is a powerful relic said to grant its holder control over the sea." Holly's mind raced. If the relic was real, its power could explain the siren's curse and the disturbances in the marine ecosystem. But she also knew it could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Determined to learn more, Holly and Alara consulted the island's oldest residents and pored over historical records. They uncovered the story of a sea witch named Morwenna, who had used the heart of the ocean to cast the curse on Alara. Morwenna's hatred for sailors stemmed from a personal tragedy, and she had vowed to exact her revenge through the siren's song. With this new information, Holly and Alara devised a plan. They needed to destroy the relic to prevent its power from falling into the wrong hands and to ensure the island's safety. But breaking such a powerful enchantment would require immense strength and courage. On a stormy night, when the sea was at its most tumultuous, Holly, Alara, and Dr. Lang sailed to the trench where Alara had first encountered the curse. Alara held the heart of the ocean, her resolve unshaken despite the raging tempest around them. As they reached the trench, the water began to churn violently. From the depths, a figure emerged, Morwenna, her eyes blazing with fury. "You dare defy me?" she screeched, her voice echoing through the storm. Holly stepped forward, her voice steady. Your reign of terror ends tonight, Morwenna. We will break your curse and restore peace to these waters. Alara raised the heart of the ocean, and with a final, desperate plea to the spirits of the sea, she hurled the relic into the depths. A blinding light erupted from the trench, illuminating the night sky. Morwenna's scream of rage was drowned out by the roaring waves as the heart of the ocean shattered, releasing its power in a dazzling display. The sea calmed and the storm dissipated, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Morwenna's form dissolved into mist, her curse broken at last. Alara, now free from her past, stood tall, her eyes shining with relief and gratitude. As dawn broke, Holly, Alara, and Dr. Lang sailed back to the Isle of Wight, their hearts lightened by their victory. The islanders greeted them as heroes, celebrating the end of the Sinister Siren's legacy and the beginning of a new era of harmony between land and sea. In the years that followed, Holly and Alara's bond grew even stronger. They continued their research, uncovering more about the ocean's mysteries and sharing their knowledge with the world. The Isle of Wight flourished, its waters teeming with life and its people united by the tale of courage and redemption. The legend of the Sinister Siren became a story passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of compassion and the strength found in friendship. And Holly Arnold, once a skeptic, remained a symbol of hope, her name forever etched in the hearts of those who called the Isle of Wight home. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had a great day.